Okay, now we're going to go over the 6-2 rotation for when we are in serve receive. So we're in rotation 1, and our setter / right sides are indicated by the purple pieces. Our setter is represented with the black star. Our middles or liberos indicated by the red pieces. Our libero has the black star. And our outside hitters are indicated by the blue pieces. Now, the main objective of serve receive for any rotation is to ensure that our setter does not take the first ball. In order for us to make sure that our setter does not pass the first ball, we must hide our setter. So, in rotation 1, the outside hitter is going to pull up our setter as closest to the net as possible. Now that we have removed our setter from becoming a available passer, we have to fill this hole that was left. So in order to do that, all of our players must shift over to their right. Our libero is going to pull over to cover that hole left. Our outside hitter is going to pull over to the middle to cover the hole. And our right side hitter is just going to pull back just to pass, but they are still a front row player, so they will pass to hit. Now once we get in our serve receive position, and the opponent serves the ball, and the ball comes over the net to one of our passers, then we're going to go to our offensive position as such. Now, our offensive position looks something like this. Our outside hitter that was standing up here for rotation 1 just will pull back to the 10-foot line to hit for 1 ball. Our setter will stand in the setter position. Our middle will just pull back to the 10-foot line, and our right side hitter will pull up from passing to the 10-foot line to become an available hitter. Once the setter sets either of her front row players and the ball goes back over the net, we will get in rotation 1 defense. This is rotation 1 defense. Our right side hitter is on the right side closest to the net with their hands up, ready to block. Our middle is in the middle of the net, ready to block, and our outside hitter is on the left side of the net, hands up, ready to block. In the back row, our outside hitter is middle back, which is about at the free throw line. The right side hitter the setter is right back at the tee or the 10-foot line, and our libero is left back at the tee or the 10-foot line. Now let's go back to base, and now let's rotate to rotation 2. In rotation 2, we have our outside hitters opposite in position 1 and position 4. Our setters opposite in position 3 and position 6. And our middle and libero opposite in position 2 and position 5. Now for serve receive rotation 2, same concept applies. We want to pull up our setter. So our right side hitter is going to pull our setter up, and we're just going to shift over to leave the middle of the net open so that our back row players can see the ball coming. Our middle is just going to pull back to the 10-foot line just to cover short. Our libero is going to shift over to fill that hole that the setter left. And our outside hitter is just going to pull back to pass for 1. Now, once the opponent serves the ball over the net to our passers, we're going to go to our offensive position. Here's our offensive position. Our setter's in the setter position. Our right side switched with our middle and came back to the 10-foot line ready to hit. Our middle just shuffled along the 10-foot line to the middle of the court ready to hit. And our outside hitter just pulled up from passing ready to hit. Once our setter sets either one of her front row players and the ball goes back over the net, we're going to go to rotation 2 defense. Here's defense. Our setter is at the tee and right back. Our libero is at the tee and left back, and our outside hitter is in middle back at the free throw line. For front row, right side, middle, and outside is at the net with their hands up, ready to block the opponent. Now, we're going to rotate. We're going to go back to base. And now we're going to rotate to rotation 3. Okay, now that we're in rotation 3, we can see that this is our setter's last rotation in the back row. So, same concept still applies. we want to hide our setter. So our middle hitter is gonna pull up our setter. So the setter is gonna pull up behind the middle. And since we left a hole, we're gonna shift to fill the gap. So the outside hitter that's in the back row is gonna pull over. Our libero is gonna pull over to middle back to cover, and our right side hitter is gonna pull back to pass. And our outside hitter can just shift back to cover shortfalls. Now, once the ball leaves the opponent's hands and come over the net to our passers, we're gonna go into our offensive position as such. Our setter, represented by the purple black star, is in the setter's position. Our middle is at the 10-foot line in the middle of the net. Our outside hitter is at the 10-foot line on the left side, and our right side hitter just pulled back up to the 10-foot line on the right side. Now, once our setter sets either one of her 3 available front row hitters and the ball goes back over the net, then we're gonna go to defense. Our setter and libero is at the tee, setter in right back, libero in left back. Our outside hitter is at the free throw line in middle back. Our front row players are all at the net with their hands up, ready to block the opponent. Now let's go back to base. And let's rotate to rotation 4. As you can see in rotation 4, our setter is no longer in the back row. She's now a front row player. Now, with that being said, our setter now becomes a right side hitter. So we're gonna change her to a right side hitter. And our right side hitter now becomes our setter. Now, this may also look a lot like rotation 1. That is because rotation 4, 5, and 6 serve-receive positions are the exact same as rotations 1, 2, and 3. So whoever becomes the new setter or subs in as the new outside or middle or right side will follow the same exact instructions as were given previously for rotation 1, 2, and 3. So rotation 1 mimics rotation 4, rotation 2 mimics rotation 5, and rotation 3 mimics rotation 6. Please study this. Please study this and learn it to your position. And this is the 6-2 rotation for when we are in serve receive.